My microphone on. Ah! Tuesday morning, Memorial Park. I'm gonna throw these socks off, save those for the nighttime. I'm gonna keep my shades on though, even though it's pretty overcast. Thank you so much for joining us. It's a beautiful morning here, Tuesday morning. We're gonna do some wake up yoga, make sure we're feeling nice and strong, make sure we're feeling nice and clean, lots of oxygen and air in our bloodstream and in our brain space. So thank you so much for joining. We're here, we've got some fishermen behind us, and hopefully we'll see a good catch. But thanks so much. We'll go ahead and start by inhaling, bringing our hands up into gratitude. And we can exhale, taking them down to our heart space. Thank you for joining me on my journey. Thank you for taking this time for yourself on your journey. Let's do the yoga and have a good time. So thank you so much. Namaste. Here we go. Since it's the morning time, we'll spend a moment just waking up those joints, all that soft tissue, especially in our legs. You know, we're laying there for hours and hours at a time, and those muscles want to stiffen up. So feel free to grab any props that you may want or need for your legs or under your head or neck maybe. We'll be here for a few minutes as we do our normal warm-up routine, taking just a moment to even that breath, just waking up those lungs, maybe feeling those lungs expand to 90-95% for the first time of the day. And then open your mouth, exhaling, feeling that belly drop, that recoil. We can go ahead and use our left foot for an anchor if you want. We'll bring our right heel up to the ceiling, maybe using it as arms to support that right leg. We'll go ahead and flex and extend that knee, maybe the ankle at the same time, waking it all up, being efficient, but staying with those breaths. Oh man, this is my first practice of the day, so I'm waking everything up as well. And then maybe we'll take those right toes, and for me, I'm outside. I'm gonna go ahead and paint those fluffy little clouds with the toes. You know, why not? I'm outside, I'm looking at these clouds moving super duper fast. Inhaling big, filling those lungs. And then when we get to center, if you want, you can switch direction. And we can bring that right leg in. We'll start doing those circles with our hip, opening up that hip, lubricating that ball and socket. Maybe we start small, maybe we gradually get bigger. Taking our time, waking everything up. This is your practice, so make sure we can go in reverse direction, by the way. Make sure you're making this practice your own. If you have any discomfort, any pain, sharp shooting, anything, listen to our body. It's trying to send us a message, always communicating. We'll go ahead and bring that right knee to center, get centered and comfortable, and we can take that right ankle, cross it over our left knee. We can keep our left foot planted if you like. We can bring that leg up, keeping the legs nice and relaxed. This is what they call supine pigeon, opening up that right hip. Maybe you'll rock side to side, just seeing how that feels. And we can plant that left foot on the ground if it's up. We'll bring that right foot in, maybe holding it the outer edge with our right hand. That bottom of the right foot is shining to the sky, and with our hand, our leg is relaxed, but with our hand, we're kind of maybe bringing it into our body, bringing those hips closer to the mat. Maybe we've got a strap that we're using for support. Maybe our arms are just around our calf or maybe just around our thigh. Bringing that leg in into this half happy baby. And we'll go ahead and bring that left knee in to meet our right, giving ourselves a hug. Flexing that lower lumbar maybe, giving it a little space in that lower spine as we rock. Maybe wiggling our toes, waking up those little toe bones. We can go ahead and plant that right foot now, anchoring that, the sole of the foot. We'll bring the left leg up, the heel shining towards the ceiling. We'll start extending and flexing that knee, maybe the ankle again at the same time. I'm sure no matter what our journey is today, we'll be taking some steps. Let's get these legs prepared. All right, we can go ahead and start painting those circles or clouds with our toe if you like. Once again, supporting those arms, or supporting that leg with your arms. Excuse me. Hope I didn't sneeze into the microphone. We can reverse that circle. A bunch of squirrels above me. I'm waiting for all these leaves and acorns to fall. And we'll bring that left leg in. We'll start working those circles with the left hip. Listening for all those crunchies. If anything hurts, once again, we'll stop. But we're staying with those deep breaths. When we get to center, if you want, we can change direction. And once again, you know, where the mind goes is where the energy goes. It's where our body sends all of its healing. So this is just a great time to just focus on how we feel. And we'll take that left leg now, that left ankle. We can cross it over our right knee. Again, we can keep those legs planted, just letting gravity open up that left hip. If you'd like a little deeper stretch, you can bring the right leg in. Again, that right leg is nice and relaxed. We're supporting it with our arms. Our shoulders are relaxed. We're not tensing up anything. We're just stretching that left hip, opening it up, but not going too far. And we can go ahead and, once you're ready, plant that right sole of the foot down. If it's up, we'll uncross these legs, maybe bring that left foot in now with the half happy baby, holding it with the strap, or holding the outside, what they call knife edge of the foot with your left hand. Maybe that right leg is extended, relaxed. Just seeing how that feels a little different. Maybe you bring it back. We can go ahead and relax, letting go of that foot. We'll bring both knees in this time, maybe swaying side to side. Maybe we start to rock forwards and backwards, kind of waking up that spine. We can rock forward if you like. You can also roll to your favorite side and lift up with that top hand. But once we find this easy seat, I'm hopeful that you can hear me okay. All right, we'll see what happens. So once we find the easy seat, our sits bones are grounded. We're nice and tall through the spine, tall through the crown. Shoulders are up, back, and down, nice and relaxed. Maybe our palms can be open on our knees in gratitude or receiving. Taking a big inhale here, feeling good and grounded, tall through the spine. On an inhale, maybe we can float those arms up. Oops, sorry, let me fix this. We'll float, oh, here I am. We'll float those arms up. And maybe on the exhale, that Right arm floats down, the left hand reaching over top. Still working out all these streaming tweaks. We're working on it. But maybe we're grounding through that left sits bone, reaching with that left arm, stretching all that fascial tissue, maybe releasing some of that fascial tissue. And on an inhale, maybe we're floating up. And on the exhale, we can come to that opposite side. Now reaching with that right arm, making sure we're not leaning forward or collapsing. Stretching across, maybe using that left hand as a kickstand. We can reach up on the inhale. We'll go to the opposite side one more time. Exhale and reach. Inhale to center. Exhale and reach. These big breaths through the nose, inhalations and exhalations. Inhaling in. And we can start making those fists. We're waking up the fingers. Maybe getting ready to pour that coffee here after practice. On an inhale, we reach tall, shoulders away from the ears, and exhale, those little fists start to float down, working out our wrists. Once we get to our shoulders, maybe we rotate direction or switch direction. Once they're here at our lap, we can do a couple twists now to wake up that spine, do a little detox of the spine. So we'll sit tall, inhaling, our ribs can come out of that waistline. On the exhale, we can take that right hand as a kickstand, the left hand on the knee, and on the exhale, maybe start to twist slightly. Inhaling tall, and exhaling as we twist. Maybe our gaze goes over that right shoulder. Seeing if that fisherman's caught anything. And on an inhale, we'll bring those arms back to center. On the exhale, we can take it to that opposite side, finding balance. Once again, inhaling tall through that spine and crown, twisting on that exhale with those nice slow breaths. And on an inhale, we can bring it back to center, and we'll go ahead and find our way to a tabletop, do a couple cat-cows. So we'll find our favorite hip, swing the feet around, stacking bones here. Our hands are under our shoulders, the knees are under the hips, fingers are spread wide. Our back is flat, shoulder blades close together, shoulders away from the ears. And we're strong, we're grounded, we're feeling good on this Tuesday morning. Gaze is down, making sure that chin is slightly tucked, core is engaged, taking a moment to just get everything in place, staying with those deep, deep breaths. And maybe on that next inhale, you feel the head and tail come up. Maybe the belly drops down for that first cow, making sure there's no pressure on the lower spine. If there is, come out of that, or maybe gently tuck your tailbone slightly towards your heels. And as we exhale, the head goes low, the tail goes low, spine comes up. Again, not to overdo it. And we can ride that breath up on the inhale and then down on that exhale. Head goes down. Our hands are pressing down and forward as if we're trying to slide that mat out from underneath us, out front. We'll do one more round. Exhaling one last time into cat. And on the inhale, we'll find that neutral spine, flat back, tummy's now engaged. On the exhale, we'll move our hands slowly to the top of the mat and lower down on our belly for some cobras. If you like a pillow or blanket for under your midsection, by all means, your pelvic triangle, we'll be pressing down with the pelvic triangle. Our legs are relaxed. On the inhale, when we do that, We'll press down with the pelvic triangle. Our head, maybe the shoulders come off the mat a couple of inches. And on the exhale, we can lower down, making sure there's no strain or pressure on the lower back. We're lifting with our shoulders and pressing down with that pelvic triangle. And on the next inhale, we come back up, pressing down. Maybe the shoulders and maybe a rib come up. And on the exhale, we'll press back down or relax back down, finding our favorite cheek on the mat. And on that third inhale, we'll come up to a full expression. Our crown is shining tall, our heart is maybe shining forward. And on the exhale, we'll come on back down, opening up that chest. We can bend the knees, sway them side to side, just decompressing that lower back for a moment. And on the inhale, we can come on back up to tabletop. We'll push through that into our child's pose. Here we are, big toes close together. Knees can be close or far apart. The brow can be resting on the mat. Your arms can be outstretched, palms on the mat. Maybe your forearms are resting on the mat. Just opening up that upper back and relaxing that lower lumbar, letting it just melt into those heels. If there's any stress on those shoulders, you can always change placement with your arms. And we're going to do a few breaths here. We're going to flow this out, some of these prone positions we've just been in. So bear with me. Let's work this out together. On an inhale, we're going to go ahead and press up through the fingers into our tabletop, feeling nice and strong, flat back. On the exhale, we're going to lower down gently, keeping shoulders into our body. Once we're down and our chin touches the mat, we're going to exhale into that cobra, opening up that chest, shoulder blades together. As we exhale, we'll press down with our hands, maybe curl the toes, coming back into child's pose, nice and slow. Here we are in child's pose. We'll take one inhale and exhale here, and then we'll do another round of that flow, pairing our breath with our movement. So inhaling large here, feeling those ribs maybe spread out wide as they press against your thighs. Exhaling, feeling your back ribs slowly lower. And on your next inhale, we're going to press through the fingertips into our tabletop, nice and slow, riding that breath. As we begin to exhale, we'll slowly lower down, our elbows in. On the inhale, that cobra, nice and gentle, not pressing too hard with our hands. And then on the exhale, we'll come back to child's pose, going through tabletop. So hopefully that was a good little flow where we can pair our breath. That is wonderful for our back. What we just did is we flexed and extended our lumbar. So that right there, those 4 little postures in a quick little sequence is a great lumbar exercise. And on the inhale, we'll press into that down dog, pressing through the fingers. We'll curl the toes. Maybe the knees come off the mat a couple inches. And on the exhale, hips go high. Maybe we adjust our hands. You can bring your knees down into puppy pose at any time. Do not feel like you have to push the limits at all. We'll walk that dog, maybe pedaling the feet down, the heels getting lower. Our fingers are reaching, our shoulders are away from the ears. We're going to stay here for just another round of breath. Grounding, feeling strong, nice stretch in the back of the legs. And on the inhale, we'll lift the heels. Exhale, we'll bend the knees. We can walk our feet to the middle of the mat, maybe walk our hands as well, walking those hands up our legs into that half lift. We inhale into this half lift. Our knees are slightly bent for center of gravity. We're hinged at the hips, maybe using our hands on our thighs for support. Gazes down, reaching through the crown, breathing strong. Jaws relaxed. We're going to take one more inhale here. And on the exhale, we can relax, bending our knees more, letting our upper body rest on those thighs. Maybe our head hangs low. Just opening up now that cervical spine, letting that neck breathe and those little vertebrae in between get some space. And on an inhale, when you're ready, we'll root through our feet, pressing through the four corners of our feet, stopping at this half lift for just a breath, making sure we feel stable and strong. And on that next inhale, we'll root down once again to the feet, maybe lifting our hands up, finding that tall mountain. Let's see what time it is. All right, we're doing all right. So here we are. We're in our tall mountain, or in our mountain. We'll start, like always, feet up. So our feet are hip width-ish apart, whatever's stable and comfortable. Toes are spread out wide. Maybe we're rocking, finding that perfect placement, or placement that feels good. How about I say that? Our tailbone is tucked slightly towards our heels. Core is engaged. Our knees are not locked. Shoulders are going to be looped up, back, and down, nice and relaxed down our spine. Ears are over the shoulders. Crown is high. Maybe our palms are facing forward so that our shoulder blades are kissing each other or close together. Chest is open. And we are engaged 15-20% from top to tail. I got to do one more thing, guys. I'm going to have to cut this a little short, running low on battery. All right, here we are again. Sorry about that. So we're in mountain pose. This is going to be a quick little 30-minute today. I'm so sorry, y'all. We're still figuring this out. But here we go. We'll inhale, reaching tall. Reaching through those fingers, making sure the shoulders are away from the ears. And on the exhale, maybe we drop that right hand, doing one more round of crescents, reaching that left arm over top. And on an inhale, we can come to center. On the exhale, we'll fall on that opposite side. Maybe we're pressing down through that right heel, grounding, keeping us stable. And on the inhale, we'll come back up to center. Exhale, we can bring those arms down. We'll do the crescent lunge followed by some goddess squats. And then we'll quick stretch and wrap this up. So sorry, y'all. So appreciate you, though. So we'll take that right foot forward. We'll bring that left leg back. There's going to be a slight bend in that right knee, front right knee. Left leg can be straight with a little bend in it if you like. That left heel is off the mat. Our hips are squared forward. We're feeling stable. We're tall in the crown, so we're not leaning forward. We're not leaning back, but we're right, nice and centered. Maybe we get nice and tall on the inhale, and on exhale, we can lower down. Our back heel pressing against that imaginary wall behind us. Maybe we sink down a little bit lower. On an inhale, we can bring our arms up if you want. You can bring them to cactus. You can keep them on your hips. And we'll just stay here for a few breaths. We're feeling nice and strong in that front leg. We've got a nice stretch going in our left hip flexor. Come out of these poses whenever you like. Feel free to use a chair for a prop for balance and stability. Maybe on the inhale, we'll stand nice and tall in that crown and then, or the spine. And on the exhale, we come down to that fullest expression. And on an inhale, we can take those right toes, point them to the long edges of the mat. Take our torso and follow as well. Maybe those left toes reach the back of the mat, which is now our front. And we'll get into our goddess squat. We can heel toe our feet close together, whatever feels stable. Our tailbone is going to be slightly tucked. Hands can be on our waist. They can be in gratitude. They can be cactus. But on an inhale, we're tall in the spine. Tailbone once again tucked. On the exhale, we'll lower down. Our feet can be planted. You can be on your toes or toe if you like. I'd start like this. Maybe use a chair for a prop if you need. We'll just stay here for a breath. We're feeling real strong in our root chakra, our Mula Bandha, which is that sacral area. It's great for restroom activities. So here we are strengthening that, kind of stretching out some of that fascial tissue, getting it nice and strong down there. You can pulse if you want, make it your own practice. Maybe you go slightly side to side, seeing how that feels. Again, not feeling any pain. And on an inhale, we can take the bend out of our knees. Maybe we bring that left toe to the front of the mat. Now our right heel can come up, and we'll move that crescent lunge now here on the opposite side. Slight bend in that left knee, making sure it's not projected forward past our ankle. The base can be as narrow, as wide as you like. Maybe that heel is down for stability. That's okay. But our hips are squared up front. And on the inhale, we come up or out or to the hips, whatever you like. And on the exhale, we can find our place of comfort where ease meets almost discomfort. We're strong, but we don't want to be here for too long. Taking a breath or two, just enjoying the day. And on the inhale, we'll go ahead and take the bend out of that leg. Heel toeing the feet together. Maybe we do a quick little 5-pointed star, reaching through those fingers, reaching through those feet, grounding and stretching all at the same time. And on the exhale, maybe we relax. We get our feet, maybe heel toe a little closer together, getting ready for that goddess squat. And on the inhale, we're sitting tall through the spine. Our tailbone is tucked. On the exhale, we can lower down. Maybe the hands are in gratitude. Maybe our hands are out like this. I don't know the name, but I saw it yesterday in my book. I thought it was really cool and fun. So here we are. But if the shoulders get tired, you can always just bring them down. And the inhale will come up. And we can relax on that exhale. We'll find our way to the mat, do a quick little stretch, and I'll have to go, but I'll be back at 11 o'clock. Thank you so much for joining. So on the inhale, we bring our arms out. We're nice and tall. Exhale, we can float them out, bring them to our legs for stability as we find our half lift. We'll stay here for a breath, inhaling tall through that crown, really strengthening these transverse abs, those inner abdominals, which is they're very important. And on the exhale, we'll go ragdoll or forward fold, nice and low, making sure we keep that stability and center of gravity, the knees bent. And when you're ready, we can bring our hands to the mat, maybe bringing our knees to the mat. We'll find a nice, easy seat. Typically, we'd have another 10 minutes to go, but we're running low on power, and I fear that it might mess everything up. So I'm gonna have to cut it short. Really appreciate you guys. Feel free to do maybe some bound angle stretches if you like. That's the palms of your feet together, knees out wide. You can do some butterfly stretches just to give those inner thighs a nice little stretch. Enjoy your day. Good luck. Thank you so much. I'm going to float my arms up on an inhale, bringing my hands together in gratitude. On the exhale, we'll float them down to our heart space. The light in me loves and adores the light in you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. Thank you for taking this journey for yourself, making sure that your mind, your body are connected to you and your soul, and take care of yourself. Love yourself, and I love you, and have a wonderful day. Namaste. Woo-woo.